What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. We got the E30 sitting here in the garage, and today we're finally going to be doing something that we should have been doing a long time ago. Today we're going to be installing a part that I've had sitting in my garage for about 6 months now. We're finally going to be working on the throttle cable. I don't know, in one of the old videos I was messing around with this cable right here. I broke this, I broke another clip right here. So we're gonna get rid of our cruise control mechanism, which is sitting right here. Hopefully we can trace the wire back inside the car since all the wiring is exposed, get that out, unplug it from the ECU, hopefully, which is sitting under the dash. And then also replace all the bushings on the actual throttle cable. So as you can see, there's a bunch of give on the cable itself before that throttle body actually opens, and then all these bushings are just old, so it's just time to replace everything. We're gonna go ahead and get this entire new throttle cable in. It's pretty simple. So first things first, we got all the parts here that we ordered. So it comes with a new clip for the front side. It comes with a new plastic bushing. I think this one replaces this right here, it looks like, but I think they pretty much are the same, so I'm not sure why there's two of them. This is the little end piece that goes right there, and then you also have this bushing, which I believe goes to the edge of this right here. But we'll go ahead and just keep this laid out here just so I'm not messing anything up. I even went a step ahead and got Garagistics E30 Billet aluminum throttle cable bushing. So this bushing right here, which is aluminum, is gonna replace this right here, and it just should give us a stiffer feeling inside and a more responsive feel for the throttle, which is going to be nice. And this you won't ever have to replace because this plastic bushing will go bad, but this one won't. So thought, you know what, if I'm doing it, might as well just spend a little bit extra money, get the billet aluminum one, and do it right the first time. So it's not too bad, but this is the amount of give that I have before any actual throttle movement takes place. So I want to get rid of that. I want this to feel as notchy as possible, if that makes sense. So now that you have the throttle cable dangling around, you should be able to locate where it goes into the firewall. You can see it right down there. This is the wire that's in my hand. And now you're just gonna need to go to the inside. And once you're inside the car, you're gonna have that piece that you're gonna need to remove. So once you get that removed, there's a bushing right behind it. You can probably see it right back there. So the way you're gonna locate the actual cable from the inside of the car is you have the gas pedal right here. It goes up right there, it goes across on that little linkage, and then once you get to this portion of the linkage, you look up and you should be able to see it right there. So that's like the hook. Let's see if I can get it to focus, and that is the hook right there that you need to disconnect from the actual throttle linkage. I think it makes it a little bit easier just to remove this bottom panel, which is underneath the dash itself. That way it gives you a little bit better of a view of everything that's going on down here. And now that I have that off, you can see how bad my wiring situation is. Like, I really don't know why everything was pulled down and just brought out, which doesn't really make sense to me. Now I should have a little bit of a better reach towards that connector that connects to the actual linkage, and should be able to get that off. So I got it all disconnected from within the car. Now there is a grommet that holds everything in. Now I need to get that out. It is a little bit tough, so I'm not sure if the best route is to go from here or just pull the entire mechanism out and just hope that the grommet comes with it. I guess I'm gonna try from here first, but I can't even show it to you guys because it's so far up, but you could clearly see it since it connects to the cable, but it's like a squarish grommet and it sits on the firewall. There's only one thing going through it, and that's the actual throttle cable. So we should have the actual one. So it looks like this. This is the new one, and this is gonna sit like this pretty much. So you need to take this out so you can get the new one in. Just like that. Should be able to get it out now. Did I not get it out? Oh no, it's the hook that's getting stuck. So this was a clip right here. I kind of broke it, it looks like, because I just took the flathead and just squeezed the living daylights out of this side right here. You can tell that's a little bit broken, but now that hook part is getting stuck and we got it out. So this is the entire old throttle cable. So this is the new mechanism versus the old one. So you can see how beat up the actual cables are, how old all the parts are. So one is just gonna look a lot newer in the engine bay itself. And now we know what this little grommet is for. So just gonna toss this on, and this entire thing should snap into that linkage, hopefully. We're gonna go ahead and leave this piece on the side for the time being, since you can't put that on just yet. And then we're just gonna go ahead and replace this bushing with the new aluminum bushing, and then this entire mechanism should stay the same. I'm not sure why they gave us two of these pieces. We have another one sitting right here. This one does look a little bit nicer because it is zinc coated, it looks like. So I don't know, I might replace that one with this one and just keep that as a secondary one. Yeah, I kind of like how this one looks, so might just go with this one instead. So one of the main reasons you even want to replace the throttle cable is not just because of the slack, but like there's a lot of tension when I'm pulling and pushing back the cable within this throttle cable. But then versus this one is super smooth, it's seamless, it takes no effort whatsoever. A good example of that is if I hold it this way and then hold it this way, it just slides back in by itself, just like that, versus this one is not able to do that. So I'm holding it down, it's not coming out unless I pull, and to push it back in, even gravity won't push it back in. So it kind of needs a little bit of pressure. So that's one of the other reasons you want to replace this. And since I wasn't able to show it before, that's the hole for the throttle cable. So when you come all the way up, it's between the fuse box and the brake booster right there. So now I just need to reattach it to the linkage right up there basically, and refit that grommet into the firewall hole. As you can see right there, that's still open, so I still need to push that through. I think that's going to be a pain, but linking this back to the linkage right here should be pretty easy. So I got the cable through the firewall, connected back to the throttle linkage. And one thing I will say, I spent a lot of time trying to get this piece into the actual linkage, and I figured out that I was doing it wrong the entire time. There was a lot easier way to do it, and I'm going to show you guys how. So first, go ahead, put some WD-40 on here, put it into the hole on the linkage itself. Once it's sitting inside there, don't just try to push this hook through it. It's not gonna work. You're not gonna have enough leverage, and it's a very tight space, so you're not gonna be able to get it in there. What you wanna do, take some of the wire or metal wiring that comes off the tag itself and just wrap it right around this little lip that's on this little hook. Wrap it tight, right, so that way it doesn't come off. And once you have something like this, just smoothen out the ends and send this through the grommet. And now what you're gonna wanna do is just hold this hook straight, take a plier and just yank on this end. And that should give you enough leverage to pull the entire hook through. I spent at least 30 minutes under there trying to get it on, and I couldn't just because the space was so tight. And within 5 minutes of using this, it worked. So if you're doing this at home and you need a way to do it, that's probably the best way. So now it's just a matter of feeding everything back in. And now after everything, we got the aluminum bushing on, we got the new cable on, we got all the new plastic hardware pieces. Even got this new plastic over here. Looks so much cleaner than this old ugly yellow. And now since we made the tiny adjustment, let's see. Ooh. Yeah, even the smallest tap on my foot gives me feedback on the actual throttle, which is so nice to see. Because before there was at least a few millimeters of spacing before anything was happening, and now there is none. I'm gonna go ahead and start ripping off the cruise control mechanism, get that off, put that to the side, and see if we can find the wires and see where they go to the interior of the car as well. But yeah, that also kind of brings me into the good news of we're finally getting the interior of this car redone. We already set a date, we already set a price, everything should be, I mean, it's kind of already paid for. Pretty soon, we'll have the entire interior out of the car. Even the new seats are gonna get rewrapped in the same color as everything else. So these seats will go off. We got new seat hardware. So this is what I'm gonna use to mount the seats to the actual car itself. And then we have a few brackets sitting on the opposite side of the garage. That's what we're gonna use to mount the seats into the car. Now that is gonna take some custom fabrication, but it shouldn't be too bad. But yeah, everything is gonna be rewrapped. So that includes the dash, the seats, the center console, rear seats, as well as the door cards. And then the only thing that's gonna leave us with the regular stock color is the sun or the headliner. I have an idea what I'm gonna do with the headliner. I'm not final yet, but as we get closer to that due date and everything else is out the car, we can start playing with it a little bit more and deciding what we want to do. That also leads me to the wiring. With the dash out, it will let me see everything that's in the car and see what's plugged in and what's not plugged in. Just today I realized that this backing piece has a plug on here which is disconnected, and I don't know what connects to it. I'm guessing it is this wire right here and this wire right here. Since this one has 2 pins, this one has 4 pins, kind of matches up, but like I said, I really don't know what this goes to. And then for the other one, I'm guessing this connects to that second panel right here. Now if anyone knows what this does, please let me know, because it's my first time seeing the switch. I have no idea why it's here, what it does, nor do I know what this thing does. So if you could let me know, that would be very much appreciated. If this was helpful, go down, drop a comment, like the video, and hopefully other people get to see it as well. But appreciate you all watching. Definitely stay tuned for the next one, because as I mentioned, we got a lot of exciting stuff coming up pretty soon, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.